to Dino Loves Podcast. I'm your host, Bultum, and I'm thrilled you're back for another episode. Things have changed since the last Dino Loves episode. We got these new Eco Barney plushes that was produced by I can't remember the name, but I do know that it's official, and you could see that there's the Barney logo and all that stuff, and we got updates on the movie. It may or may not be produced next year. We'll have to see. And recently, we had a Barney documentary called "I Love You, You Hate Me." I watched it. It was one of the great documentaries I ever seen, and I recommend you guys watch it. This week we have a new person on. His name is Jake Hanks. He's the creator of Jake Channel, and I'm thrilled that you're here. How are you, Jake?
I'm doing good, Bolton. How about you?
I'm doing great. How are you during this pandemic?
Just kind of holding it in. Right now, going to college, so we're finally starting to relax on some of the mask mandates. You know,
Oh,
finally getting to see what college looks like without COVID being involved.
oh, that's good. I want to talk about Jake Channel a little bit. Can you tell our viewers what Jake Channel is?
Yes. So the Jake channel is actually my own YouTube channel that I founded back in 2018. And since then, I've just been kind of singing nursery rhymes, doing kid videos on various things. And I added some of my friends to be voice actors for these characters. And someone on this podcast is involved. So, but very glad.
Oh,
Very glad to have my friends involved on it too, and we just have a great time. Making kids happy around the world. That's our main goal.
yeah, yeah, I get it. That's what like Barney did, but back in the day. And
Right.
speaking of Barney, how were you introduced to Barney?
Good question, Bolton. So I was introduced to Barney probably whenever I was like 2 years old. I remember watching Barney's Adventure Bus, which is
Oh yeah,
Barney was driving this bus, and you know, uh, BJ and Baby Bop was there too. And I remember them going through different sets. They sang "Home on the Range" on one scene,
they did.
and yeah, and I remember watching that and really loving that video. Of course, little 2-year-old me was like, "Wow, this is really good," and it had educational value in it, which you can't find anywhere else today.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite Barney song?
Favorite Barney song would have to be the song called "Just Imagine."
Uh,
If actually in Imagination Island, where they went off into another, they were make believing,
mhm.
pretending.
It was
That
on
final
NBC.
scene where, yeah, whenever
Yeah,
they were it was a very slow, but it just felt very wholesome, that it's this childhood character that's just, singing just imagine, just imagine. I really love that song.
that character lived through generations of that song in that video too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any other videos that you watch as a kid?
So I watched Adventure Bus, and then I
Hmm.
also remember watching Great Adventure, which was Barney's feature film,
Yeah.
and I I actually grew up watching that, and I might watch a few scenes here and there because it just brings back the nostalgia of watching it, and it has
Mhm.
funny jokes in it too.
Yeah, it does. There were some jokes that I can't say, but we know what's in it. uh,
Yeah, I mean, it was really funny though, and the movie just looked, it looked really good for
yeah.
whenever it was filmed at the time.
If you watch it on Peacock, it's very good quality. Like it's like 4K.
Oh wow, I definitely have to check that out because
Yeah.
I don't know how the resolution on the DVD is
Um,
made.
I have it. I would say close to 1080p, but I'm not sure. I have to watch it again.
Yeah, I know the last time I watched it on DVD, like it had some grainy. It was really grainy, you know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we just had a recent documentary of Barney called "I Love You, You Hate Me." Did you ever watch it?
Oh no, I do want to watch it one day though. It was very interesting how a a children's show
Yeah,
can spur up some hate from people. It really doesn't make any sense to me, but you know, I mean, like the actual voice actor for Barney received death threats,
yep, he
you
did.
know, from people. But it was like, why though? You know, it's like this guy's making children happy. Shouldn't you be, you know, happy and encouraging him because, you know, he's doing something that's really good. And what did he do that was bad, you know?
And that's what this series is all about. Like this podcast is like talking about like the positivity that Barney that gave to many children, and it's it's kind of a shock that people really hated that character, especially the song "I Love You."
Yeah, I mean, it's like for what Barney stood for, I mean, at the time, you know, way back before COVID and all of this,
Hmm.
you know, 2020, we saw, you know, a breakthrough in like, you know, people wanting more diversity in their shows. But
Hmm.
Barney already had that, you know, throughout
Yeah,
all these generations of children, like they got to see themselves reflected on the screen. And he was all about accepting each other, no matter your disability or what you
hmm,
look like. You know, we're all together as one. We're breathing, we're living. You know, why shouldn't
yeah.
we just love each other? You know?
I agree. There's like he was the whole show was diverse since actually the beginning, back in
Right.
90, yeah, 90, no, not 98, 88. I was 10
Yeah.
years behind. Um, Recently, there's been talks about a Barney movie and
Hmm.
from Mattel. What are your thoughts on that?
So I heard about there being a new Barney movie from a couple of my friends that I talk with on Discord, and yeah, I honestly, you know, I think I think it will turn out to be a really good movie, maybe, uh, depending on how they go with it. You know, if that makes sense. I don't know that. I know a lot of people they're now starting to reboot all these new or all these old classics that we grew up as. You know, we grew up
Yeah,
watching, and it's just I really hope they're careful with how they're gonna do this film. You know, kind of
yeah.
how that's gonna be.
I know that they have like a research division that I've heard that they're 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 doing a lot of research to make sure that their movies that they're producing is very good. That's why like they just filmed their Barbie movie. Like it just finished filming. We
Hmm.
just have to. I think they're just in post edit. We'll just have to see when it comes out in July of next year. And
Yeah,
what are your
I
thoughts of
mean,
like? Oh, go ahead.
oh no, I did hear about that new Barbie movie, and I think that would be great, you know, for little girls to go and watch, and you know, maybe there's gonna be something special in there where they don't have to feel as pitch perfect as what Barbie is pictured to be from the start. You know, maybe she can bring some like acceptance into little girls that you know just how you are right now. That's you're beautiful just the way you are. You know.
Yeah, there's also
Yeah.
a lot of movies that they're producing at the same time. Like I heard they're doing a live action Thomas the Tank Engine movie, um, Masters of the Universe, Uno, like the game Uno. Um, I
The game
heard,
Uno.
Yeah, the game Uno. I know.
They're really gonna make a movie about Uno.
Yeah,
Interesting.
there's some other movies that's it's kind of. I know. I think Hungry Hippos. I don't know. They have a lot of movies on their sleeve to see how it goes. And there's been talks about like an official Barney and Friends reboot. Um, and this was announced in 2015, and there's no update since. What are your thoughts if they ever did like a Barney reboot, like of the TV show?
uh, I would predict it to be pretty much kind of the same as what we grew up with, but I think with a little more animation with a
Hmm.
twist, you know, into it because a lot of children today they're just hooked on that hyper animation, all those hyper animation shows that like I know Cocomelon is one of them, you know,
Oh boy.
CGI is it they are hooked on it and they're not getting that live action that, you know, that it feels so empowering to see, you know, live action where it's like it's in real life. You can go relate to it through something, you know, it's interactive. That's what children content is missing nowadays. And I know with the
True.
Jake channel, I'm starting to incorporate that live action aspect into it because the, you know, the 2D and the animation, it only goes so far, you know, you can't do as much as what you can do with a live action set set in video, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
I would think that the reboot whenever they do it, I think it would have some animation aspects into it just because of the way that things trend. I
hmm.
think it would, but I think it'd be great.
Do you have a favorite memory of Barney?
Hmm. Favorite memory of Barney would have to be I remember trying to recreate one scene from his movie. It was
Mhm.
where the girls put their Barney plush in the bathroom or in the bathtub.
Yeah.
But hopefully, and they imagine and they pretend, and Barney comes alive. And I was maybe like 3 years old at the time, and I'm like, you know what? Barney might come to life for me too. So I go right into the bathroom, put him in the bathtub, and you know, I pretended that he came alive, and I don't know, it just felt good, you know, and uh, just had I pretty much had a Barney plush growing up. I don't know what happened to it.
I had
Yeah,
mine. I actually done that as a kid. Like I tried many times. Like come to life, please, please.
yeah,
Oh God. At least like we're pretending that he can come to life though. That's like his goal to let every kid to use their imagination.
yeah. Imagination. That's one thing Barney always promoted was children being able to use their imagination and pretending that, you know, he promoted a lot of good things basically,
He
you
did.
know.
He did. Like um he taught us like good manners, being healthy, um, imagination, um, physical skills like like exercising and dancing, and most importantly, love. And
Yeah.
if Barney was here right now, um, what would the one advice he would give to a child right now? Oh, if Barney was here right now, what is the one advice he could say to a child right now?
If Barney was here right now, what would he say to a child?
Yeah.
Uh, I think he would say something like, I'm proud of you for who you are. There's no need to be perfect. There's no need to try to be someone else that you're not. Just be you and always use your imagination. I think he would say something like that.
In your own words, what makes Barney so special and continues to be?
Makes Barney so special. I think it's just the friendly appearance that he has and the friendly giggly voice that he has with it too. He just those two that come together and you make this wonderful dinosaur character that loves to play and have fun and you know I mean and he loves to make friends too. He encourages you to go out there and make a new friend. You see someone you know all alone, try to go join them, whether it's on the playground or in the lunchroom.
Right. Uh, what do you think the impact in many children around the world that Barney has given?
The impact, um I well, today he's not really streaming on a lot of households and stuff, and I really think if he did come back on streaming services, that maybe there could be a change in the way we kind of are as society. I guess you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
now, today we really go against each other if you do not believe in you know if you today people think, well, if you disagree, well, then that means you're hateful towards me, and then I got to retaliate, and it's a lot of we're promoting a lot of hate, in which I think that's very disrespectful, and I really wish that we could we could have more programming where there's more acceptance, like how Barney promoted.
yeah. And where can people reach you?
Where can people reach me? Well, you can slide on over to the Jake channel on YouTube. Just search in Jake channel for kids in the search bar, and there should be popping up some kind of video that you can go watch. Subscribe to the channel. Uh, yeah, and pretty much just go out there and support, and make sure that you're supporting Bolton too, because Bolton's got
Thank-
some amazing videos for Bultum 2000. Yeah, go subscribe to that channel because he's got some good content.
Thank you, Jake. And I'm thankful you are able to come today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, everyone, for coming to today's episode. Make sure to follow our social medias on Instagram, Facebook, and we have our video. We're having this episode on YouTube and some other audio platforms such as like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all those other ones. And if you need something special, all you have to do is make a wish, and Barney will be there. We'll see you next time.